Growing up as a kid, I was always that small and skinny kid, and whilst I wasn't insecure about it at the start, as I grew up, I started developing more insecurities, and when I got to my early 20s, I felt like I really needed to change. But when I did make the decision to join the gym to make a change, I did have a big problem, being that I had a bad crash on my BMX and I was told I'd never be able to ride my bike again, and going to the gym was definitely not a possibility. But after it not recovering, I just thought, screw it, I'm going to join the gym anyway. And that's exactly what I did. So my first year of training, I didn't really document it too much. I didn't film too much. I didn't take photos all that much. And that's because I was busy training. But anyway, people would describe me of having like an addictive personality where if I'm doing something, I'm all in, I don't just dip my feet in, I'm jumping in head first, and I was obsessed with training. So as you can see on the screen right now, I got strong quite quick, like benching 100 kilos for 3 reps. Yes, form was pretty atrocious, but I did get strong. The only problem is I did get a little bit too soft. Well, way too soft. So it was time for my first dieting phase only 8 months into my training, which I would argue is quite premature for when you just started training. But I had done a lot of research because, like I said, I was very obsessed and I got lean. I got lean quick. But yeah, I definitely shouldn't have got as soft as I did, which made the dieting phase pretty brutal for the first time doing it, with little experience having to go through a grueling diet like I did, pulling off like 35 to 40 pounds of body weight. It's not what you want to be doing so early on into training. But regardless, like I say, I did get lean. I think I looked pretty decent after just like a year of training. So these next images now, this one here, I was pretty happy with looking back. Obviously not too much muscle, but I had a little bit. Then my second year of training, I started off with a bulking phase, which was a lot more effective and productive than my first one, as it should be. You should make mistakes and learn from them. And that's what I did. So I didn't gain body weight as quickly. I went into the gym and instead of, pumping and fluffing the muscles up, I went in and put emphasis on getting stronger. And that reflected in my physique when I was getting stronger. And despite obviously putting some body fat on when you're gaining body weight, I could visually see I was gaining a lot more muscle mass than I did the previous year. So if I got this right from the get-go, I could have probably got to where I was here a lot sooner. But like I say, mistakes happen and we learn from them. So this is what I was looking like at the end of my second bulk. So like I say, I could see a lot more muscle there, but there was definitely some body fat to come off. So then I started my second cut, and because my body fat percentage wasn't as high when I started this time around compared to last time, don't get me wrong, I certainly wasn't lean at the end of that bulk, but it made this dieting phase a lot easier, and the end result of this dieting phase was pretty decent, or at least I think so. So this is what I was looking like after 27 months of training. I was pretty happy on that, and that's when I went on holiday with one of my friends in Greece. We went to Zante, and that was a great time. As you can see by this video on here, like looking at that, I just think, what an absolute melt, what am I doing? But I had a great time. But yeah, like after that dieting phase, I was pretty happy. And then getting back from that holiday, I went into another gaining phase, and I stayed quite lean for a fair bit of time. But I knew if I wanted to gain a substantial amount more muscle, I couldn't just hold body weight at 68 kilos and expect to get a lot bigger, especially when I was relatively lean as well. So yeah, as you can see here, my relative strength was pretty good. I was benching 120 kilos at 68 kilos of body weight, deadlifting 4 plates for reps. And again, that was reflecting my physique. I'm not saying that strength is a direct correlation with muscle mass, but there is definitely correlation there. But another inconvenience arose when the pandemic happened, which isn't ideal when you're trying to train, is it? When the gym's closed, that's not the best situation to make progress when the gym's closed. So I continued gaining at a slower rate because I did somehow manage to get access to a few bits, just scavenge some equipment off people. I just trained where I could. I trained at park. I did everything and anything to make it work. And halfway through the pandemic, gyms did start to open, and I had got very near to the end of my gaining phase, and I soon concluded that, and it was time to start my third cut. So only problem was that when the gyms did reopen, they also closed a number of times. So many months of this cut, I actually had to train in my home gym, which I didn't have access to all that much, but it was enough to retain the muscle. So these images here are when I got down to 161 pounds, which is the lowest I got to, which marked 3.5 years of training since I started. And straight away after that cut, I didn't really go into a maintenance phase. I went straight into another gaining phase. Now, looking back at my physique on those images where I was 161 pounds, if I had my time again, I wouldn't have gone straight into a gaining phase, because although I looked okay, I wasn't even like all that lean. And I feel like a recomp phase or just dieting further to get in a bit more condition so I could gain for longer would have been a better option. But there we go. That's what I did. I started gaining again. And trust me, when I say I started gaining, I bulked hard for like 18 months. And with committing to a gaining phase for so long, your strength should, really increase. And that's what happened to mine. But the only problem was I got very, very soft, and it was time for another cut. And this cut right here is the cut that led me to the physique I'm holding today. Now, because this is my 4th time dieting, like anything, with the more experience you have, the more knowledge you gain, things become a little bit easier. And this was by far the best cut I've ever done. I managed to retain all my strength. I retained all my muscle mass. Like, I didn't lose any strength throughout the whole process. And that is completely natural as well. Didn't use any drugs. Not that my physique screams steroids or anything. But what I'm saying is, a lot of people say that when you're dieting as a natural, you lose strength. And I disagree. If you optimize everything, you nail all the variables, then you can absolutely retain your strength and retain your muscle mass. Obviously, if you're getting stage condition, things will get a lot harder. But if you're just trying to get like beach lean or a little bit leaner than beach lean, like what I did, like photo shoot lean, then I don't think there's any reason for you to lose muscle when dieting if you, like I say, you nail the variables. But yeah, like week by week, as you can see on these images, I just continuously got leaner. I went down from 192 pounds all the way down to 152. So 40 pounds of weight loss. And yeah, there was a lot to come off, but because I'd done this before, I wasn't worried. And I knew what to do to get the job done. And by the end, I was very satisfied with the results. So yeah, I'm just going to play a little bit of music now to overlay these clips. But I really hope that you took something away from this video. You found it motivational, you feel inspired, you felt like you had a bit of entertainment. And if you did, please drop this video a big thumbs up, comment your thoughts in the comment section, and please, please, please subscribe to the channel to support me and support the channel. But yeah, enjoy the rest of the clips. I hope to see you soon in a bit.